We were heading south, not just on the map, but towards something we are craving deep inside. Warmth after freezing in Oregon, momentum after days of slow progress, and maybe just a little bit of magic.
Meine Oma fährt im Motorrad. Our camping spot for the last night. And again, it was
for free. Oh. The roads in Idaho stretch endlessly, flat, open, hypnotic. You could ride for hours without turning the handlebars. Some might call that boring, but to us it was a reset. The farmland reminded us of home, just scaled up to American proportions. It wasn't dramatic, but it had its own rhythm, a calm before the storm. And we didn't know it yet, but the real adventure was just around the corner. The sun beat down on us as we rolled into Twin Falls. Faces crusted with the dust, helmets heavy from the heat. We needed more than fuel. We needed a break. So we opened up the Bunker Biker map and gave it a try. Within hours we had a response. Someone we'd never met was opening their home to us. A guest room, a hot shower, and a chance to feel human again. But more than anything, it was the connection that mattered. We shared a dinner, swapped stories, and laughed like we'd known each other for years. The next morning we visited Thousand Springs, where water burst straight from the cliffs, and made our way to the Pirin Memorial Bridge. That's when we noticed the parachutes. One by one, base jumpers stepped off the bridge, disappearing into the canyon like it was no big deal. Our jaws dropped. We had 2 wheels on the ground, but they had wings. From there, we headed south again. Utah was on our minds. We camped near the border and saw our first cactus, a subtle sign that the landscape was shaking again. Forest faded behind us. Desert winds greeted us. Another chapter was starting. Each day on this trip, the scenery morphed like a time lapse, from the green of Canada to the golden plains of Idaho, and now the red dust of Utah. This country is a patchwork of worlds, stitched together by open roads. That night, we pitched our tent beneath a burning sunset, the kind that makes everything feel cinematic. And with the morning came something we've been looking forward to it, the Utah BDR. It welcomed us with open arms, curving trails lined with autumn leaves, cool mountain air brushing against our jackets. It felt surreal, like riding through a painting. Weekends on the trail meant traffic, side by sides, hunters, hikers. So we pushed higher, up steep paths where the air thinned and the silence returned.
Nee, die Schräge will ich nicht fahren. Ich habe kurz überlegt, dann habe ich mir gedacht, nein. And now all the way down.
At 2,600 meters, we found the perfect hidden campsite, and with it, the cold.
What a wonderful morning. We slept at 2,500 meters altitude and had in the night almost 0 degrees Celsius. And now it's again 10 degrees, it's perfect with the sun. And today we go into Salt Lake City to a friend of Ellen, stay there for a few days, sort all our shit, and then we're heading further down to south of Utah.
We dropped into Salt Lake City, a city nestled between mountains and salt flats. There we wanted to meet some friends. Before that, they told us a lookout point to watch the sunset, and what we saw was easily one of the most unforgettable ones. We stayed for a few days, took showers that lasted a little bit too long, did laundry, ate well, laughed even better. That pause gave us new energy, and with it came Damien.
The squad is almost back together. So we met Damien today. He was also in Salt Lake City and we decided to travel again for some parts together. Charlie is doing almost the same loop but the other way around. So he's right now in Vegas and we're working our way down to the south of Utah to Moab, and it's really, really warm. It's 34 degrees right now Celsius. Yeah, I think it's getting warmer and warmer and warmer.
On the way, we tackled more BDR sections. That night, we camped in the high desert, far from any town or light pollution. We watched shooting stars streak across the sky. It felt like we had front row seats to the universe. The next morning, we avoided the main road again, choosing the rugged road. And at first, it felt like the right call. But then, the trail vanished. What was once gravel became sand, deep, loose, unforgiving. The temperature climbed past 30 degrees Celsius, and we hadn't eaten yet. Bad combo. That's when I had my first recrash in deep sand. I fell once, then again and again. Each fall made the bike feel heavier. Each pickup drained more energy. Just as doubt started to creep in, we saw a truck far off in the distance on a proper road. And finally, solid ground.
Almost 8-kilometer part of really deep sand. Was a lot of fun, but for Anna the first time deep sand, so sometimes she was falling, but not too bad. Didn't hurt herself and learned a lot. Me. Alter, Grand Canyon.
Moments later, we stood at the Little Great Canyon, and it was stunning. A canyon carved in layers of red and gold, majestic and quiet, and completely unexpected.
This is amazing.
But hunger overpowered all. We rushed towards civilization and found an Arby's. And honestly, that burger was everything. Because sometimes after pushing your limits, you don't need fancy, you just need enough. And then Moab, the red rock cathedral of the southwest. It felt like stepping onto another planet. Our dream was to ride the White Rim Trail, a 100-mile loop through Canyonlands. But every campsite was booked. We had no permits, no backup, just ambition. That's when a ranger told us about the Sheffer Trail. Shorter, equally scenic, less crowded. We didn't hesitate. What followed was one of the most thrilling rides of our lives. Steep, winding climbs along cliff edges, loose rocks and sand. The kind of trail where you're riding with your whole body, not just your hands. We barely filmed, because we were too busy experiencing it.
Alter Falter. Das war nicht genug zu laden mit der GoPro. Boah, das ist unbeschreiblich. Konzentrieren.
I didn't enjoy that one bit.
No?
It was like
Yeah, was it?
no control.
Oh, well, it was
I
beautiful.
also enjoyed it at the same time.
Yeah, I know. But it was also a little bit scary.
Fucking mad.
Uphill is easier.
Guys, I hate downhills on a lazy bike.
Oh, hier geht's runter. Ein bisschen sandig auch. Da ist ein Jump gewesen, wenn du da lang fährst. Hier auch. Ich bin gesprungen, hier nochmal. Langsam, fahr langsam dann. Und hier ist sandig. Fahr einfach, genau. Fahr du mal vor, ist besser.
That night, we returned to Moab, grabbed ice cream, took a long shower, did laundry, and collapsed into sleep. Dreamy, exhausted, but smiling.
First time I paid one, but we needed a shower so bad after the trail yesterday. Was okay, was quite loud, was next to the main street, and yeah, now we're going for a quick jet wash, getting some groceries, some snacks, and then we're heading to the Capitol Reef National Park for today.